You think it could be a Pacquiao Mayweather fight?
High though. You have Canelo didn't sell out. Triple G sells out. His pay-per-view is a dud. I don't know what pay-per-view number.
I wouldn't say Triple G's pay-per-view was a dud. Nor would I say not selling out 20,500 seats against a guy who almost no one thought was going to win and had a spotty record recently. I wouldn't say that's a dud either. I remember when Floyd was coming up, already a champion, already pound for pound way up there, and he'd fight in front of half-filled arenas, and he was getting a lot of criticism at the time for being a boring fighter and therefore not attracting an audience. And I remember thinking, wait a minute, there are various ways to get this done. Maybe you've inspired enough of a following to watch you on TV, but not enough to actually pay the money to come and see you. Maybe that's partly because your audience doesn't believe the other guy poses a risk, or whatever the case may be. Or you're not promoted around a geographical area that you come from. Terrence Crawford can bring out a crowd. Andre Ward in the Bay Area can bring out a crowd. But Floyd wasn't tied down to one geographical area. He didn't bring out, but his ratings were high, right? And he was getting all this criticism for not being exciting enough. And I was like, I don't know, he looks good to me. He's beating everybody pretty easily, and I'm watching him on TV. Everyone else I know is watching him on TV. So I'd be careful about making assumptions about Golovkin's marketing based on 150,000 buys against a French-Canadian guy, ultimately, really, who'd barely been exposed on American television. And I'd also be careful making assumptions about Canelo's ability to draw against a guy who is considered a no-hoper in an arena like Canelo's. He would have sold out the MGM, like the old MGM Grand Garden Arena, right? That would have looked good. He brought a good crowd out. That fight's the biggest fight that can be made in boxing. And even if Floyd or Pacquiao came back, if they didn't fight Triple G or Canelo or each other, who could they bump a Triple G Canelo fight? Who could they fight to bump? No one. There's no one I don't think that Pacquiao or Floyd could fight other than each other or Triple G or Canelo that could bump these two off a date. So what does that tell you? That's the biggest fight.
I gotta ask you, a lot of people
Hold on, he's been waiting.
Yeah. Did Canelo's stock raise or lower tonight? And same for Amir Khan. Did it raise or lower tonight?
Both raised. I thought that was a real good fight. Look, there are various ways of getting a great fight. Two guys go, like this, and it's an amazing Gaddy Ward, Corrales-Castillo type fight. But there are also high wire acts, like the one that Amir Khan was trying to do. Guy's not running, he's boxing. Has to box carefully, walking a tightrope against a much bigger, stronger, harder puncher. Doesn't have a history of taking a punch especially well. That's a great fight too, because you're on the edge of your seat the whole time, and it played out according to that kind of script. I mean, Khan was boxing really well, and eventually the bigger man imposed himself. Although in Canelo's case, it wasn't just his size; it was also his boxing skill. And then you got the one-punch knockout. I mean, that's a terrific fight in my view. I remember thinking, as much as I loved Morales and Barrera won, it was a great fight. I actually thought the fight of the year, I thought that was runner-up fight of the year. The fight of the year I thought that year was Mosley De La Hoya. Okay. Because there's something about two guys who are at the top of the pound-for-pound, ladder, or, top 5 pound-for-pound guys who are super fast in their primes, fighting at their best weight, and they engage in a back-and-forth, high-speed chess match, but with power. Sugar Ray Leonard, Wilfred Benitez. Those are also some of my favorite fights.
Where does Khan go from here, Max?
Down to welterweight.
And will this follow him? Some guys, once they get, and it's not the first time he's been stopped, but that was pretty brutal.
We all know what to expect from Amir. Really fast, big heart, underrated power, big heart, and chinny. Yeah. That's going to be in every fight. I mean, that's nothing new.
Does the Pacquiao fight make sense at this point if he could bring him out?
Pacquiao and Khan? Mm-hmm. No. I mean, at this moment, no. Pacquiao, if Pacquiao comes back, apparently, it's going to be for Floyd. Yeah. They'll do less than half the business of the first one, and it'll be the biggest fight in boxing.
Max, as a respectable critic you are, that a lot of people seem to be mentioning the Canelo-Mayweather rematch. What do you take to that?
I didn't see anything that makes me believe that rematch goes appreciably different from the first fight.